video. Good morning, my dear students. Now, in subject of ethical hacking, we are in Unit 2. This is lecture 4 of Unit 2. In this lecture, we shall discuss using Kali Linux in non-cloud environment. So, when we open Kali Linux, there are so many applications available. So there are so many lists. There is a all application, there is a usual application, and there is a classification of application based on their applications. So in usual application, they are showing accessories, development, graphics, internet, multimedia. Yes, recording is in progress. So there are so many applications. Even we click on accessories, you will get a default list of so many applications. In development, you will get defaults compilers of C, Python, Java, and so many languages. In graphics, you will get so many multimedia tools and image editing and image processing tools also.
So you're not sharing the screen, sir?
I have shared.
No, sir. Screen is not being shared.
So I can reshare it, stop sharing, and then let's say, okay. So now share.
Let me try rejoining 1 minute.
Okay, and what about the rest? Other are able to see the screen or not?
Sir, I'm able to see the screen.
Yes, even I can see.
Okay, so let us start. So using Kali Linux, there are so many applications.
Yeah, now I can see.
So there they have make their 12 different categories based on the application in ethical hacking. First set of application called information gathering tools. Second set of application called vulnerability analysis tools. Third set of application called web application analysis tool. Fourth set of application called database assessment tools. Fifth set of application called password attacks tools. Sixth set of application called wireless attacks tools. Seventh set of application called reverse engineering tools. Eighth set of application called Exploitation Tools, 9 set of application called Sniffing and Spoofing Tools, 10 set of application called Post-Exploitation Tools, 11th set of application called Forensic Tools, and but not last but not the least, 12th set of application called Reporting Tools in ethical hacking. So, we'll see one by one. Under information gathering, there are so many applications. DNS analysis, IDS, IPS identification, live host identification, network and port scanner, OS INT analysis, root analysis, SMB analysis, SMTP analysis, SNMP analysis, SSL analysis, Dimitri, LKESCAN, Legion, NetDiscover, NMAP. Again, we click on DNS analysis, we get a list of tools. Similarly, for IDS, IPS identification, live host identification, network and port scanners, OS INT analysis, root analysis, SMB analysis, SMTP analysis, SNMP analysis, and SSL analysis. Under vulnerability analysis, there are so many tools available and that classified into the fudging tool or VoIP tool, Legion tool, Nicto tool, Nmap tool, Unix private check tool. Nicto and Nmap we have seen in our lab experiment. Again, we click on fudging tools. There are so many tools available in Kali Linux. And again, in VoIP tools, when we click on VoIP tools, a new menu open and there are so many tools available. So someone estimates Kali Linux has more than 600 applications. Under web application analysis, there are CMS and framework identification, web application proxies, web crawler and directory brute force, web vulnerability scanners, burp suite, comics, escape fish, SQL map, WPS scan. Again, under CMS and framework identification, when we click on CMS and framework identification, a new list of tools will open. Similarly, for web application proxies, a list of tools designed for web application proxies will open. Similarly, when we click on web crawlers and directory brute force, a number of tools may open. So you may open your Kali Linux and you may explore. As I am telling, you may explore one by one and see the power of your operating system for Kali Linux. Similarly, when we click on web vulnerability scanner, a list of tools opens, and these are the most common web application analysis called burp suite, comics, escape fish, SQL map, WPS. So under data assessment, there are two tools: SQLite database browser and SQL map. Even you can also use SQL lib. So under password attacks, there are so many tools. Start from wordlist, OPH crack, Ncrack, Medusa, John, Hashcat, Crunch, CEWL, and there are set of tools under offline attacks, online attacks, passing the hash tools, password profiling, and word lists. Again, when we click on wireless attacks, there are so many available tools from Wi-Fi, Revere, PLX WPS, Pixel WPS, IDS Mate, or Wi-Fi Cracker, Allcrack NG, and there are two sets of tools under Bluetooth tools. We click, we'll get a set of different tools made for Bluetooth attacks, and there are 802.11 wireless tools that are made for Wi-Fi attacks. When we click on save and reverse engineering, There are four tools: Clang, Clang++, NASM cells, and Radar 2. So under exploitation tools, there are so many apps. Crack Map Execute, Metasploit Framework, MSF Payload Creator, Search Exploit, Social Engineering Toolkit, SQL Map. So under sniffing and spoofing, there are so many tools: Wireshark, Responder, NetSniff Ng, Multi-M Proxy, Minicore, MacChanger, HitterCap Graphical, Spoofing and MITM Network Sniffers. Under host exploitation, there are so many tools: Weebly, ProxyChain 4, PowerSploit, PowerShell Empire, Mimikatz, exe2hex, and there are three sets of tools. Under OS backdoor, there is a list of tools available. Under tunneling and exfiltration, there is a list of tools. Under web backdoors, also there are list of tools. Then, when we click on forensics, there are so many tools: Hashdeep, Pulp Extractor, Beanwar, Autopsy, Sleuthkit Suite, PDF Forensic Tools, and these are the sets of tools. Forensic carving tools, there are a list of tools. Under forensic imaging tools, there are a list of tools. Under PDF forensic tools, there are a list of tools. Sleuthkit Suite, there are a list of tools. So under reporting tools, there are four type of tool: Qt, Cap, Faraday Start, People, Record My Desktop. But Linux or Kali Linux comes with a tons of pre-installed penetration testing tools, around about 600 tools included. So as a beginner penetration tester, it sounds horrible. How could one learn or use all of these tools as a beginner? The truth is, you do not need to master all of those. Indeed, there are a lot of tools built into Kali Linux which have same concepts and purpose. But among them, there are always the best. In this article, I will cover the top 25 best Kali Linux tools for the beginners penetration testers. So from last to, so it is a bottom up approach. 25th tool is MAC changer. There are several reasons changing the MAC address important. Use MAC changer while pen testing a wireless network with MAC filtering enabled and have to assign an on approved MAC address to the wireless adapter. Or just literally to change to a random MAC while doing pen testing. So no one will get trace of us. To use Mac changer, follow this command pattern. Mac changer, there is an option and there is a name of network devices. For example, I use my WLAN 1 device to connect to the network. To change the default VLAN 1 WLAN 1 MAC address fully random, I type the command MAC changer -r for random address, and this random address will assign to WLAN 1. Then 24 tool is called proxy chains. Proxy chains covers and handle whatever job you do. So add command proxy chain for every job. That means we enable proxy chain services. For example, I want to trigger proxy chain to cover nmap. So the command is proxy chains nmap, and I will type the actual command of nmap, and someone will try to detect what I am doing. They say, okay, I am working on proxy chain. They will not get information about nmap. But before we use proxy chain, we need to configure it first, adding proxy IP and other things. 23rd is traceroute. Traceroute is a computer network diagnostic tool for displaying the connection route and measuring transit delays of packet across an IP network. 22nd is WhiteWeb. WhiteWeb is a website fingerprint utility. It identifies websites including content management system, blogging platform, static analytics package, JavaScript libraries, web servers, and embedded devices. WhiteWeb has over 1,700 plugins, each to recognize something different. WhiteWeb also identifies version number, email addresses, account ID, web framework, SQL error, and more. 21 is Who is. Who is a database we have seen in BTech Lab experiment. Who is a database managed by local internet registrar. It is a query and response protocol that is widely used for querying database that store the registered users of an internet resource, such as domain name or an IP address block, but is also used for a wider range of other personal information about the domain owner. 22 is Maltego Community Edition. Is an intelligent gathering tool which aims to discover and collect data about the target and visualize that collected data into graphs for analysis. Nmap is we have used is a tools we know for network discovery and security auditing. And my favorite option in Nmap is minus script VULN. It tells Nmap to audit the security of each open port on target using NSC. For example, we can use nmap kali.org minus script.bl. This domain we can change with any IP or any domain. 18th tool is Diremaster or Direbee. Direbee is a tool to find hidden objects, files, and directories on a website. Direbee works by launching a dictionary-based attacks against a web server and analyzing the response. Direbee comes with a set of pre-configured word lists located under user shared Direbee word list. To launch dirb, use the following command pattern. Type dirb, then type the target IP or domain name, then provide the word list file, which we have seen in previous lab. Nikto, we have also seen in previous lab, is a web server and web application assessment tool to find potential security issues and vulnerabilities. Nikto scans for 6,700 potentially dangerous files or programs. To run Nikto, type following command Nikto -h, and then we can provide hostname or IP address. Then there is a SQL lib. It's a simple and massive SQL injection vulnerability scanner. Is not installed by default in Kali Linux. To install it, we can run the following command, and once installed, we just type in the terminal SQL lib -t target URL. Then there is a burp suite, is a collection of tools bundled into a single suite which performs security testings of web application from initial mapping and analysis of an application's attack server through to finding and exploiting security vulnerability. The main features of burp suite is that it can function as an intercepting proxy. Burp suite intercepts the traffic between a web browser and the web server. Then 14th tool is OWASP-JAG. Is a Java-based tool for testing web application security. It has an intuitive GUI and powerful feature to do such things as fuzzing, scripting, speeding, proxying, and attacking web apps. It is also extensible through a number of plugins. In this way, it is an all-in web app testing tools. To open OWASP-JAB, type OWASP-JAB into the terminal. Then 13th tool is HTTrack. Is a website or web page cloner. From a penetration testing perspective, it is mainly used to create a fake website. or phishing in attacker servers. We can run a track wizard by just typing track in the terminal. 12th tool is Zoom Scan and WPS Scan. Zoom Scan is a web application analysis tool to scan and analyze Joomla CMS, while WPS Scan is a WordPress CMS vulnerability scan. To check what CMS is installed on a target website, you can use either online CMS scanner or using additional tool CMS map. Once you know the target CMS, whether it is Joomla or WordPress, then you can decide to use Zoom Scan or WPS Scan. We can run Zoom Scan by typing zoomscan -u victim.com. 11th tool is SQL Map. SQL Map automates the process of detecting and exploiting SQL injection vulnerability and taking over databases. To use SQL Map, you need to find a website URL which is SQL injection vulnerable. You can find it by either using SQLib to see list number or using Google Doc. Once you have got the vulnerable SQL injection URL, then open the terminal and run the following command pattern. And the command pattern is just type SQL map -u and then provide URL and type --dbs. In order to acquire table list, just type SQL map -u, then URL and -d, database name and --tables. Acquire column list, you need to type SQL map -u, URL, -d, database name, -d, table name and column. And in order to acquire the data, you can type SQL map -u, URL, -d, database name, -d, table name, -c, column name, --dump. So you will download all data from their database. 10th tool is Hash Identifier and Find My Hash. Hash Identifier is a tool to identify the different type of hashes used to encrypt data and especially password. Find My Hash is a tool to crack encrypted password or data using online services. For example, we get encrypted data. First thing you are going to need to do is to identify the hash type. To do this, we can launch hash identifier in terminal and we can input the hash value inside it. Hash identifier detected this decrypted data is using hash algorithm MD5. After its hash type is known, then we use another tool, find my hash, to crack the data. Now type in the terminal, find my hash MD5 -h and then 9th tool is Crunch. Crunch is a utility to create custom word list where you can specify a standard character set or a character set you specify. Crunch can generate all possible combination and permutation. The basic syntax for Crunch looks like this: Crunch, and then we can provide min-max character set -t, and we can provide pattern and then output type. Then 8th tool is John the Ripper. Is an offline password cracking service. Is one of the most popular password testing and cracking program as it combines a number of password crackers into one package. It can auto-detect password hash type and include a customization cracker. In Linux, PASWD file, password file located inside ctc/passwd contains all users' information. Hash SHA encrypted password of each of the users found is stored in /etc side of file. 7th tool is THC Hydra. It is an online password cracking service. Hydra is the fastest network login cracker which supports numerous attack protocols. THC Hydra supports these protocols: Cisco AAA, Cisco AUTS, Cisco Enable, CVS, FTP, HTTPS, FormGate, HTTPS Form Post, HTTPS Gate, HTTPS Head, HTTP Proxy, ICQ, IMAP, IRC, LDAP, MS SQL, MySQL, NNTP, Oracle Listener. Oracle SID, PC Anywhere, PC NFS, POP3, PostgreSQL, RDP, RegSec, RLogin, RSS, SIP, SMBNT, SMTP, SMTP new, SNMP version 1 to 3, SOC S5, SSH version 1 and 2, SSH key, subversion, TeamSpeak, Telnet, VMware Authentication, VNC, and XMPP. Then there is a Aircrack Ng suite. Aircrack Ng is a network software suite consisting of a scanner, packet sniffer, WEP and WPA, WP2PSK crackers, and analysis tool for 802.11 wireless LANs. Aircrack Ng suites include Aircrack Ng cracks WEP key using Flutter, Maintain, and Samir attacks. PTW attacks and dictionary attacks, and WPA, WP2PSK using dictionary attack. Then there is a Air Decap Ng. It decrypts WEP and WPA encrypted captures file with non-key. Then there is a Airmon Ng. It's placing different cards in monitor mode. Then there is a Air Replay Ng. It is a packet injector made for Linux Windows with a compute driver. Fifth tool is Fluxion. It is a favorite evil twin attack tool. It does not perform brute force attacks to break the key. It creates an open twin AP of target Wi-Fi network. When someone tries to connect to that network, a fake authentication page pop up asking for the key. When victim enters the key, Fluxion captures that key and check whether the key is a valid password by matching the key and the handset. To install Fluxion, run the following command: git clone and this path. Then we can open cd Fluxion and it will open the Fluxion wizard by typing /fluxion.sh. Fourth is Social Engineering Toolkit. It is an open source penetration testing framework designed for social engineering. It has a number of custom attacks vectors such as phishing, spear phishing, malicious USB masking, etc. This toolkit is a free product by trustedsecurity.com. To start using ACT, just type in terminal AC Toolkit. Third one is Metasploit Framework. We have seen in our previous lab. Metasploit Framework initially was intended to be a maintainable framework which automates the process of exploiting rather than manually verifying it. Metasploit is a popular framework through history and it has a rich module aimed at a variety of targets such as Unix, BSD, Apple, Windows, Android, web server, etc. For usage of Metasploit or for exploiting Windows OS using popular NSA exploit Eternal Blue and Double Pulsar. Second best tool is Wireshark. Wireshark is a very popular network analyzer tool that is the most widely used in network security auditing. Wireshark uses display filter for general packet filtering, which I have shown in a lab. Here there are two more examples. Show only SMTP port 25 and ICMP tariff. So we can write port equal 25 or ICMP. In order to show only traffic in the LAN between workstation and the server, no internet, then we can type source equal 192.168.0.0/16 and IP destination is gateway address 192.168.0.0. In order to see TCP buffer full, source is instructing destination to stop sending data, we can type window size equal 0 and tcp.flag.reset not equal 1. In order to match HTTP request where the last characters in the URI are the characters GL equal AC, then we can request.URI matches and we can put in a double quote. For filter against particular IP, address equal this. Or we can use this. Display post request method, mostly changing user password So we can type in a filter request dot method equal post in order to cracking password. Or what in previous lab experiment we typed just HTTP to get all the packet, get post and everything. And the top first tool, Bettercap, is a powerful and portable utility to perform various types of man-in-the-middle attack against a network, manipulate HTTP, HTTPS, and TCP tariff in real time, sniff for credential, and much. Bettercap is a similar in concept as Ethercap, but in my experience comparing both features, Bettercap won. Bettercap is able to defeat SSL, TLS, HSTS, HSTS preloaded. It uses SLS Strip Plus and DNS server to implement partial HSTS bypass. The SSL TLS connection are terminated, however, the downstream connection between client and attacker does not use SSL TLS encryption and remain decrypted. Okay, your PPT upload to the website. Now you can mark attendance. Jack Vanita Sayed. Jacob and this Johnson is the Sayed presents the Mr. Brilliant program limit option. Okay. So there are two more remaining classes in Unit 2 and we'll try to finish Unit 3, 4, 5 in next 4 classes as you have to give exam in February. Then your first semester will over and second will start. Okay, then I am going to close this meeting. If you have any questions, you can ask me here, or you can mail me, or you can call me.
Okay, sir.